To our live Rugby World Cup update as we bring it to you from Leicester City. Yesterday, the city got its first taste of Rugby World Cup action when Argentina were up against Tonga. Mac, you were there, you were chatting to the fans, you were learning their songs, and then you got to see this man, the great of football, not only for Argentina but globally. Many will argue and give you all the reasons why he is the greatest ever. Diego Maradona was actually in attendance to watch his team play rugby.
He's the greatest. One thing that was very good about him, he surprised the team. They didn't even know that he was coming. So I think that was probably one of the nicest thing ever. And then after the game, he went down to the change room. He actually had pictures and he was dancing with the players and they just loved it. I mean, Creevy said that he was so chuffed just to see Maradona supporting him. I think this is all about sport, Vaylen, because I mean, this is a soccer legend and is coming here to watch rugby. So it can't really get better than this.
Do you think you'll ever come watch a Springbok match?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we're neighbours. I've always thought that us and Argentina, we're very close ties. So it will be very nice to see him just come and watch the game.
Let's chat a little bit about South Africa now, and whether or not you're impressed with them, because as much as we're back in the game, some say that it's actually not looking good. The stats are a little bit worrying. Yeah,
looking at the stats from the first game that we played to the game that we played against Scotland, it's not looking good in terms of the stats-wise. But then again, I think the good thing is that the team is still winning. So I'm just a little bit worried, because if we go a little bit further playing against a better team, we might not really make it. But for now, we're still supporting the team all the way.
Yeah, we certainly are. Well, the Springboks next take on the USA Eagles in London come Wednesday. It's a very short turnaround time for the team, but they have had a whole week's breaks in their previous 3 Rugby World Cup pool matches. Let's check in with our camp correspondent Simon Burke to find out the latest from the Springbok camp.
The Springboks arrived at their base in London for the final match of the pool stages against the USA on Wednesday. There's only one serious injury to report on, and that's JP Peterson, who twisted his knee on Saturday. He'll be reassessed in the coming day, as will Victor Matfield and Yanni du Plessis. However, Willem Alberts made it through with flying colours. The team travelled down from Newcastle to London on train. They used that time on the train to draw closer as a squad.
Yeah, obviously it's you. That's the time where friendships are built even better and new friendships are built. So that's really a special time on tour for me personally. I really enjoy it, a bit of off time to spend a bit of time socially with players is always nice.
And so there's not a lot of time before this match on Wednesday against the USA, but it's a far happier and healthier Springbok side. They top Pool B. I'm Simon Burke, bringing you the latest from the Springbok camp.
All right, so thank you very much to Simon Burke, our camp correspondent. We've made our way outside of the ABSA Red Bus, ABSA a member of Barclays, and we made our way in front of the Leicester City Stadium. Now, this is home to Leicester City Football Club, a club that was formed back in 1884. They've oscillated between the top 2 leagues in England, and they're currently campaigning in the English Premiership, and as we speak they are number 5 in the English Premier League log. Now, a man that has been working very closely with this venue is a South African. And why? Well, because he's been involved in actually taking the Rugby World Cup and the visuals of the matches to the rest of the world. He's a former colleague of mine. Rob Rogers, a very good morning, and thank you very much for chatting to us.
Good morning, nice to be here.
Okay, just explain to us your role in actually taking the World Cup to the rest of the world, specifically the matches here in Leicester.
Well, we're one of the facility providers. There's 3 of us in total, and we are responsible for Leicester, Exeter and Gloucester, and we supply all the cameras, the audio equipment, the uplinks and everything like that for the broadcasts.
In the feed that South Africans are watching live on their television screens, that's the same one that's being broadcast to the rest of the world. And for some countries, they're watching the Rugby World Cup for the very first time, one of them being Germany and China. But we're not missing a moment. How many cameras are actually in there capturing the game?
Well, before I answer that, philosophy for the host broadcaster is not to miss any live action, so that's why we're not missing it all, and everybody's seeing the great action that we're supplying. The matches are actually graded A+, A, B and C categories. and depending on the higher numbers you get more cameras, but we, for instance, yesterday's game had 28 cameras, 20 manned, and we have the little line-out cameras, the dressing room cameras, the coach boxes cameras, so technically nothing gets missed. And then we've got about 9 EVS machines which have 6 channels of recording ability, so we record just about every single thing that moves.
Rob, in chatting to you, we're getting a little bit of behind the scenes pictures. So actually, when the host broadcaster actually set out which matches were of which standard, what did they initially set out their South African-Japan match to be?
I think that was a A+ match. No, A category.
Okay.
A category. They had about 28 cameras on that, plus a few little extras, I think. But I didn't watch it. I was actually doing cricket, so I missed the embarrassment.
As a South African living and working here, what is it like to be involved in sports broadcasting? Because you told us last night that rugby is actually not your main focus area, it's more English Premier League.
We do Match of the Day for BBC in the winter. In the summer we do Sky Sports cricket, which takes up most of my time. And after that we've got the Rugby World Cup, which I've got another 2 more matches left. And then straight into Chelsea versus Aston Villa in 2 weeks' time. So it's all go really. So it's exciting, and we like this ground behind us. They've got a hard wire system. So the trucks, it's like a plug and play. The trucks just arrive, plug into the compound box. Cameramen go out with a short piece of cable and plug in, and off we go. And it's all up and running within 2 hours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rob Rogers. There's certainly a deep appreciation on so many levels here in England for sport, and sports of a variety of different kinds and codes. Before we say goodbye, let's take a look at one of the major tourist attractions when you actually come to England, and specifically to Leicester, and that is the National Space Centre. And the clouds have started to open here in Leicester, and it looks as if we are, after some beautiful weather, are going to hit a couple of days where we're going to be grey and wet. But the ABSA Red Bus, ABSA, a member of Barclays, is going to continue. From Leicester we go on to rugby, and that's where you and I will meet once again as we build up towards South Africa up against the USA Eagles on Wednesday. Until then, have a brilliant Monday ahead. Goodbye.